We've got our Noteflight system set up to be integrated with Google Classroom. So if you're a Google Classroom user, this display should look fairly familiar to you. These are all of my classes that I have set up with all my students. Once you've made your purchase of Noteflight, you have to assign your licenses. So you're going to go to Manage Site. You'll be able to see that Noteflight has set up my own web address, and there's a running count of how many members I have who currently have Noteflight accounts. To assign additional Noteflight accounts or to assign SoundCheck or access to the libraries, you need to go to Members. Here is where I can see all of the students and all of the teachers in the district that have access to Noteflight. I'm going to go to Manage Classes. So right now, Noteflight is looking at my Google Classroom. It's pulling in all of the students that I have and all of the classes that I have. It's also giving me a count of how many licenses I have available. I've got 11 students in my guitar E block, 6 students in my guitar C block, right? So I've got all these students. They are all assigned Noteflight accounts. These students were last year's students, 2021, 6 users in this one and 8 users in this one. I am going to remove them. And you can see that that number changed. So now I can add 114 more users. This class is over. It was over in 2021. So now I can add 121 more users, right? So that's just your basic Noteflight account. I'll just hit Update. And now Noteflight is looking at Google Classroom. It is pulling licenses away from some of these students and increasing the number of licenses that I can distribute to my new students. So there we go. So these 2 music production classes that were over in 2021 are no longer going to have Noteflight access, and I can give those seats to somebody else. It'll do a quick sync, and we're all done. Now, we have actually paid for some of these add-ons. We've got the content libraries, and we've got SoundCheck. Now, we didn't buy 800 licenses of libraries and SoundCheck because our elementary school, although they do use Noteflight, do not use SoundCheck or the content library. So they just have the basic $2 account. But for some of our high school students, we did purchase those additional features. And here's how you would add those on. You would go to Community. And this is where I can see all my groups. These are all my classes again. This is basically a photocopy of my Google Classroom. So I'm going to assign my guitar E block class to get the libraries and SoundCheck. So Manage Add-ons. I'm going to add the libraries to all of these students. Select users, all of them. So they're all going to get access to the content libraries. And you'll see a little icon will appear next to them. There. See, each one of these students now has a little library icon. I'm going to give them access to SoundCheck too. Select users. Now you can see that I have 60 purchased SoundCheck seats. I have 53 available. So all of these students are going to get access to SoundCheck. There. So now they're indicated by these little icons. So you can choose who gets which license. You only have to do this once, and it's pretty simple.